Has anyone ever said, you don't have arms, you can't be a graphic designer?
Absolutely not. No one has ever told me I can't be a graphic designer because I follow through with my work by showing them that, using my computer I can do it perfectly fine. Jessica, do you actually know what graphic designers do?
I know that I've hired a graphic designer, but I don't exactly know what they do, no.
You don't know what they do at all?
They design graphics?
Yeah, it's a little bit more complicated than that, but yeah, we design graphics. We work with typography and all kinds of other things.
Typography, I think I've heard that one once before.
Yeah, it's not the map.
Oh, not typography with regards to maps. Okay. Got it. We have that clear now.
Actually, I had a conversation with my sister about that. She goes, oh, I have to do this typography map. And I'm like, okay, well, I can help you with that. And she goes, no, it's like an actual map with lines on it. And I was like, oh, no, I can't do that.
So we're not referring to that then? Okay.
No, we're not referring to that. Graphic design is a skill that is learned and taught in school. And sometimes people try to do freelancing on their own. And depending on your skill level, can turn out really bad. So in today's video, I will be showing Jessica what my design process is, how I make graphic design, and see if we can get your creative juices flowing in making a logo.
Exciting.
Maybe now you'll understand how hard it is to do graphic design.
Well, I guess I can appreciate it more and appreciate what you do more.
Yes, definitely. Because I definitely feel like graphic design is one of the underestimated fields in ever in the US.
Really?
Yeah, because if I charge someone $500 for a logo or higher, they're like, well, I could have done that. I'm like, yeah, but you didn't.
And you have to go to schooling to become a graphic designer, right? You can't just practice on a computer.
You can practice on a computer, but if you want to get the recognition of having a BFA, then you have to go to school.
What is a BFA?
It's a Bachelor's in Fine Arts, and so it covers photography, graphic design, printmaking, basically all the things that you would need to do in order to be a graphic designer, which is really cool because I have my BFA. I just finished school and graphic design. What that does is I can switch jobs very easily because of that one degree covers a whole field of lots of different stuff.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so if I get bored with graphic design, I could be a photographer, or I could be a printmaker, or a typographer.
Does it make it a little more challenging when you're doing all of this with your feet without arms? I'm always curious about that.
It doesn't really make it too hard to do things with my feet, but I do have a little bit of adaptations and stuff. But we can definitely go over that when I show you how to create a logo with an iPad.
Yay, I'm excited.
I know. Jessica's been really excited about using an iPad with the iPencil, and I was doodling on it earlier, and she was like, oh my God, now I need one. So
yeah, I know. Because first of all, I didn't know they had an iPencil. I know they had a stylus, because I have a stylus, but I was like, that looks more like a pencil. And you're like, it's an iPencil.
It is. So when I first started with graphic design, I was not very good at, with any field, you're gonna have to practice, and I practiced a lot. But I brought with me today some of the works that I did when I was working on my associate's degree. And looking at it now, I'm gonna show you this. This is what my resume looked like. But what do you think of this?
I'm looking at that and I think it looks pretty darn sharp. It has a logo, it has this beautiful font, it's very organized so I can read through it clearly.
Garbage.
Garbage?
Garbage. My teachers threw this out. Once I got into my bachelor's program, they're like, no, you cannot do this. Your typeface is too old, you've got bad, type rags, and there's not enough hierarchy in it. So they threw it out. Garbage.
Even though I think it's perfectly fine, but obviously from a graphic designer's perspective, it's not.
Which is one of the reasons why we spend so much time working on our graphic design and making things look good. So when you can definitely tell the difference between a good design and a bad design. So I'll definitely show you some of my better designs in my portfolio. And then, so this one is a brochure that I made for an art institute. And I was actually pretty proud of this one, and I still kind of am, except for none of the images in here are like my own work. They're all pulled off Google. If you get caught in graphic design world pulling images off Google, you're fired. Done. Throw it out.
Okay, got it.
One of the other things about my graphic design journey is that once I started and I was terrible, by the end of my getting my BFA, I was able to submit my senior thesis project into a business competition, which is really interesting and exciting for me because as a graphic design student submitting to a contest for a business, I really didn't think that I was going to get in because they had their own type of, field and criteria. But I won first place at UMSL for a $15,000 grant to start my own business and make my senior thesis project a reality.
Really? $15,000?
Yeah, I was like, whoa, oh my goodness. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I really feel like being a graphic design student helped in making my business plan and putting my slide deck together because it was so much more prettier than some of the other competition.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, as a graphic designer, obviously you have to have some kind of modifications for a couple things. Do you use anything that's different than what a hand user who's a graphic designer would use?
Actually, the only thing that is different for me is that I use a taller chair at my desk so that I can use my feet. But I still feel like working on the floor is like the most comfortable for me. So when I'm at school, the school was actually pretty nice about buying these really tall, high chairs that I could use comfortably with my feet to type and use the computers there. But when I'm at home, I just sit on the floor. And there's like no special computer, there's no special mouse. I use Mac products, so I'm used to using the iPad and the, what's it called?
Mac Pro.
Yes, the Mac. I'm used to using the iPad and the MacBook Pro, and just sitting on the floor at home. I don't know if it would be considered a modification, but for my MacBook Pro, I use sticky keys. Do you know what sticky keys are?
Sticky keys.
Yeah, those are really fun to use. So basically, if you need to use the Shift C or Command C to copy and paste, or shortcuts, you would have to hold them both down at the same time, with your fingers. And
Yes.
sometimes you would have to use like 3 or 4 buttons, hold them down at the same time. But the sticky keys will actually allow me to press one at a time, and it will literally like stick that command down until I'm finished either copying or pasting or using my shortcuts.
Got it.
So I'll show you how to use that on your MacBook.
We
So
have to make use of that.
so are you ready to see how we can start making your own logo?
Yes, I'm excited about my own logo.
Okay, so guys, I'm gonna show Jessica how we are going to do her own logo. How does that sound?
Let's do it.
All right. Okay, so let's get started, and I'll show you how to use an iPad Pro to make your own logo.
So what program are we using to start these designs? Like, what do you use?
I like to use my Illustrator Draw app, which means that once I'm finished drawing something out, then I can immediately import it onto my computer and use my designs on the computer and print them out. So basically you have your pencil, and then you can draw whatever it is that you want to do. So I heard that you wanted to do something for your foundation?
Actually, I was thinking of doing something for the business that I run, my speaking business, and it has to do with a shoe.
Okay.
I know. It's the whole concept is to think outside the shoe.
What's the name of the company? Let's start there.
The company name is Jessica Cox Motivational Services.
Okay. Starting off with a shoe, we can draw like a shoe print type.
Okay.
And now you have a vectorized shoe print. Or you could do like a side view of a shoe.
See, that was my first thought, was a profile shot of the shoe. That was interesting how you immediately thought of the print, which is cool. So I'm thinking maybe, yeah, there you go. There you go. With the laces really kind of drawn out there. I like that.
Okay, and then maybe something underneath. So just use your iPad and see like what types of things you can come up with. Let's just draw some stuff out and see what you come up with.
Okay. See how basic I'm talking? We're talking laces.
And I'm just working like really sketchy. Well, what's cool about this is that if you do decide to like design more things and like take the time to like draw some stuff out, when you do take your images to, you could take all of these to a graphic designer and say, this is what I was kind of thinking, this is my concept, and then have them refine it even more.
Gotcha. Graphic designing, logo of starting somewhere, and here we are. Thank you for the experience.
So guys, I want to ask you, what do you think of these logos that we created for Jessica's new company? Leave us a comment below, and if you are interested in watching more videos, definitely hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so that you get the notifications on when we upload new videos. And we made a video a couple of months ago of us painting, so definitely check that out, and we will leave a link to it so that you can click on it.
Don't forget to go to Patreon.
Oh yeah, patreon.com/Toe
Talks and subscribe to that too to help us produce more, because after all, in order for us to get together, you're in St. Louis, I'm in Tucson, it costs money to get together. So please help us out with more production costs to make this possible. Thank you so much.
You think you're going to do more graphic design?
If I have the time, yes. It's exciting. Thank you.
Well, I definitely think that this will show like the appreciation of how much work and time we put into the things that we do.
It will.
All right, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.